What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Creative. Go ahead, say it with me. We are back at it again to do what? To create something great. Now, I'm not going to hold you. I'm super excited what I have planned for y'all today. We are coming off of a red week, right? So I want to be completely real about what happened. The market gave us everything we needed, but we still lost money, fam. And I want to break down why. So last week we talked about how a calm VIX, and remember VIX is the volatility index, right? So let's just jump into our terms, and I know we have VIX, right? So VIX is that volatility index. This is going to be our fear index. This measures how much volatility traders expect within the next 30 days. VIX is calculated using the S&P 500 prices, or SPY option prices. When traders expect a big move, they pay more for options and VIX rises, right? Whenever we see VIX under 20, we are in calm conditions. VIX between 20 and 30, we're in normal conditions. And anything where VIX is over 30, we're in super stress, fam. So low VIX usually favors trend following strategies, while high VIX favors mean reversion strategies, right? You're going to bet that it's going to go back to its average, and trend following, you're going to bet, okay, if it's a bullish strategy, you think that the market is going to go up, you're going to bet that it's going to keep going up. If you're, say, bearish strategy, if you think that the market is going to go down, you're going to keep betting that it's going to go down, right? So this week we're looking at a VIX. It went from 19, right, to 21. So we see about a 2-point difference. All normal regimes for the first 5 sessions. But what we want to be able to figure out, right, is that QQQ almost ran 2% this week, fam. And one thing that I want to figure out, okay, why wasn't our bots able to perform like I expected? Because we're in a low VIX environment, right? As we see here, VIX was able to drag down this entire week, right? So this entire week it was ticking down. Then we had a bit of a tick up, and this was one of those special weeks, this being week 18 when we're doing this, and I'm recording this May 1st, 2026, is that we had a week where the month ended and the month started, right? So we had a bit of a tick up when it regards to VIX, but it's still under that 20 threshold, right? So it's super calm, bruv. So what we're looking at for the week is that we did lose 156 bucks, right? And from prior week when we're up 156, we were down. So one of the things that is alarming me is, number one, you're seeing the trades almost halved, if not damn near about 75% of the trades, right? We had 153 last week. We only had 62 this week, right? And of those 62 trades, we only won 40% of them. So about a 21% drop week over week. And if we're looking at our bot leaderboard, we have Screeny Baby that is leading the way, and this is our bot that trades SPY and QQQ. Then we have Early Worm. This is our bot that came. I'm not going to hold you. Like, I almost paused this bot. Then there's a couple of tweaks that I did to the bot in order to make it a little bit more better. And now it's just one of the leaders week over week, right? So this bot trades QQQ, and this bot trades momentum, right? So it's a momentum trend following bot. And we have Breaky Baby, and Breaky is our break of structure bot, right? So Screeny Baby, 2 trades, batting 1,000. We have Early Worm, 9 trades, over 75%, right? And then Breaky, 4 trades, about 50%. And then we have our draggers, right? Our laggards for the week. We're looking at ADX Baby, 77 bucks, 11% win streak, Simpy Baby. And the name is supposed to be a simple strategy, but it just didn't work out to be that case, right? 5 trades, 20%, lost 50 bucks. And then we have Got Brains, 3 trades, 0%, right? So these are some of the strats that I've learned throughout my time paper trading, is that the less complicated you have a strat, the better off you're going to be. And more on that in a bit. So week over week, we're looking at all indexes in the green, right? So SPY S&P 500 is up 1.1%. And then QQQ, which is leading the way. And this is going to be the tech sector, right? So when you're looking at SPY, this is going to be the overall market index. This is going to let me know, all right, bet the market for the week is up 1.5%. So sentiment should be good, right? Then we have tech, or QQQ, is following the way at leading the way, at 1.7%. DIA is going to be the Dow Jones. This is going to be the top 30 blue chip companies. So even though it was up a tick, but these are companies that don't move too much, right? They're pretty much set in their ways. Then we have the Russell 2000, which is the top 2,000 small cap companies. It's still finished in the green. We already talked about VIX. And here's some of the economic events that happened this week. We had personal income that did drop, GDP, and durable goods. Let's go back to our terms so we can get what these are. So first thing I want to talk about is GDP, which is gross domestic product. It doesn't say here, but that's what it stands. Oh, gross domestic product. Boom. This is how fast the economy grew compared to the previous quarters, and it's measured as a percentage, right? So GDP, gross domestic product, is the total value of everything produced in a company. So Q over Q, which is quarter over quarter, comparing Q1 versus Q4. A positive number means growth, right? Higher is better, and when GDP misses expectations, it means that the economy grew slower than analysts predict. So week one, or this week, excuse me, we're looking at GDP for Q1, which is 2.1, and the expectation was 2.3, so it's a slight miss by 0.3%, right? And then we have personal income. This is how much money, more or less, Americans made, earned this month compared to last month. Right, so for this month we are expecting, the estimate was 0.3 and the actual was 0.6, so it's 100% surprise the American are making a little bit more money, but hey, that's debatable. And then durable goods, these are going to be the new orders placed by manufacturers for products meant for the last 3 years. These are going to be your cars, your appliances, and your machinery, right? This is the leading indicator. When businesses order more durable goods, they're betting on the future demand. A bet means that a company is more confident about the economy than expected. It is one of the earliest signals when manufacturing businesses investments are headed. So the estimate was 0.5 and the actual was 0.08, about 60% surprise. So this is doing quite well, right? And then we're looking at our yield curve. We're seeing a bit of a jump, right? About 10 points for our two-year treasury yield curve, and our 10-year treasury yield curve did go up about 4 bips, and then our 2 over 10 is down about 6 bits, so it's a little bit flatter, right? So we did have VIX stay below 19. QQQ ran about 1.7%. The fleet did lose money, about $156. Some conditions were the same as last week, right? It was just the opposite results. ADX Baby, for an example, went 1 out of 9, right? And this is where the pain came from, right? So one of the things I want to jump into now is actually being able to understand our bots year to date, right? Because I think this is one of the things that kind of stands us apart, because I want y'all to see the entire process, bruv. So year to date, we're looking at 2,000 trades. Out of those 2,300 plus trades, right? 43%, 81 trading days, and our net P&L, we're at negative $2,100, right? Worst day was $194. Best day was $93. Average day, we're losing about 27, right? So as you can see here, month over month, like, we're starting to get better. So in January, 3 green days. Now in February, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green days, right? Then we drop to 4 green days, right? Then April, we're back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green days, right? Now we're starting off May, with the green day. Now it's just a matter of consistency, right? Now just talking about how do we perform this week. So this week was a bit of a red week, as we talked about, right? Most of our bots didn't perform too well, but ones that are, let's go to a couple. Starbaby, right? This bot traded, I think this is just a bit of over trading, right? Net P&L this today was 4 out of these 3 trades. If this bot would have stopped trading after these 2 trades, there was this one put trade that took off all of our losses. Let's just blow this up real quick and see what happened here. This is one put trade that took away all your low loss, all my the profits for the day, right? So it was bearish on SPY at the 713 level, so we're thinking that SPY was going to go down. It had 3 whole ass minutes to get out the position, and I'm curious to see, was there one point in time where is it positive, right? So we got in at 84 bucks. Now remember, these are option contracts, right? So it's not 84 cents, it's 84 bucks. You need to be it, because remember, one option contract is 100 shares. I didn't want to cough in your ear. One option contract is 100 shares, so you're going to multiply the 0.84 times 100, and it's $84, right? Able to get filled there, but we got out at 70, right? Um, and you see, I mean, the overall VIX environment was low. SPY was doing its thing. QQQ was still popping, right? So the fact that we were bearish on this was just kind of wild. But nonetheless, that is Starbaby. Let's go look at Screeny. Now, Screeny has two different, Screeny A and Screeny B. Now, the biggest difference between the two is Screeny A is going to trade between 9:30 and it stops trading at like 10. And then Screeny B is going to trade between 10 and it stops trading at 11, right? So as you can see here, Screeny A, excuse me, only took one trade, and that was today. And this was a call. It was bullish on the market and was able to make 10 bucks from it. And then Screeny B took a little bit more trades. It traded on Monday, and this was a put, so bearish on the market, made 10 bucks from it. And then today was kind of a beautiful day. There was two trades, right? Bullish on the market, and we're able to take profit on both of them, right? And then let's go take a look at one more, because I don't want to make this video too long. We talked about early worm. Now let's look at early worms trades, right? Let me start with the negative day, and that's going to be on Tuesday the 28th. Looking at the VIX environment, we're at 18. So 18 is letting me know we're in a calm environment, right? It was ranging between 17. So the lowest it got was 1778. Highest it got was 1880, right? So it's in the 45% tile. And then our PC ratio, remember PC ratio, it is here, our PC ratio. Where is it? So PC ratio, all of this is going to let you know is like how bearish or bullish we are for this particular day, right? Anything over 1 is going to be bearish. Anything under 1 is going to be bullish, right? So the fact that we're at 1.10 is, I mean, it is slight leaning bearish, but it's not that bad, right? Because we have seen higher. I think I've seen highest I've seen was like 144, somewhere around there. The top 2,000 small caps was down. Dow was down, right? And then previous day. So if we take a look at it, if the JIT would have stopped trading, it was just that one trade, right, that took us out, right? But if you would have stopped trading there, it was 1,000. Now one trade that took us out. Then we just look at today. You see this 20? This is a very interesting trade, fam. 8 seconds, you cleared $24. So it was bullish on QQQ. Remember, QQQ is going to be our tech companies, right? Bullish on the 676 level, and we were betting a call. In 8 seconds, it was able to TP. Now let's look at it. We submitted at 60. We were able to get filled at 61. We were able to get out at 85 in 8 seconds, fam. So total gross was 25 bucks. Of course, you got to pay the man. And then we also going to have slippage in there. And what is slippage? Slippage is going to be the difference between what you expect to get filled at and what you actually get filled at, right? So that's going to be our slippage. And the reason it's negative because we got a lot better fill. We submitted at 61, but we got filled at 60. So that's why it's negative slippage, right? And as you can see, VIX environment was 16. SPY was trending up. QQQ was trending up. DIA. And DIA was trending down, but IWM was trending up. PC ratio was at 1 point, right? Even though it is leaning slight bearish, it did not impact this trade too much, right? So as y'all can see, this is a marathon, not a sprint when it comes to these things, right? And I do believe we are getting to a place where we're going to be a lot better with our bots, right? So this is our trend for our bots. So as you can see here, most of our bots are trending well, but it's just these laggards that I have to take care of. Screeny Baby, I'm stopping. Got Brains, I'm stopping. AV, I'm stopping. And you see that Screeny Baby is on its way to being able to be a lot better, fam. So it's a marathon, not a sprint with these things, right? I just say that again. I wanted to be able to reiterate is that there's a couple things I'm going to be tweaking with our bots to be able to just to keep it a lot more simple, right? Because I really do believe that simplicity is the way when it comes to algo trading. When you try to stack indicators, when you try to outsmart yourself, right? I think that's when it comes a little bit too cumbersome. So simplicity plays the way, fam. And I think that's going to be the theme for a few of our algos that I have to rebuild or build, because I just want to take away most of the indicators that I'm stacking on top of them, because I'm not seeing a return from it, bruv. I mean, yeah, There's a couple that are trending well, but like overall, I just need to simplify this a little bit more. So that's just my take on this week so far, week 18. So if you want more videos like this, I need you to go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button and let me know how was this past week for y'all, right? And remember the dates of this week. It was the April 27th through May 1st. Let me know how was this week for y'all. Do you have any bots running? Did you take any paper trades, or did you take any trades by hand, and how did that perform for y'all? So go ahead and drop it in the comments. Let's start dialogue. I appreciate y'all. It's your boy Creative. I'll be back at it again with another episode.